Good afternoon. This is Angela Farley, your trustee instructor of employee training and development. I've been getting a few calls and emails about the project, and I thought I'd better post something so you'll know that this is not as hard as it sounds. So I'm going to be reading a couple of things, and I want you to pay particular attention to the video as long as you can. Uh, for your project, you're going to use an actual or a fictitious organization. You can choose where you work, somewhere where you used to work, or just make up a company. You're going to prepare a training proposal that addresses a problem that affects the company's ability to maintain its market share in the industry. If you're going to do a restaurant, what kind of problem is that restaurant having that could be addressed with training so that it can maintain its market share in the industry. Maintaining its market share means that so that it can remain competitive. Your proposal will be submitted to the organization's CEO or the owner or the president of the company for him or her to review and then make a decision whether to proceed or not proceed with the training that you propose. Make up a company, use a real company, your choice. Okay. In your paper, your introduction, you're going to describe the function, goals, employees, community, and the environment of that organization. You've talked about that restaurant. What does it do? What are its goals? Describe the employees. Are they old, young, black, white, Hispanics, teenagers? What about the community where the restaurant is located? Is it a guppy or yuppie, or is it an older resident with older people? And what about the environment? Is the environment stable? What about the economy? What about businesses moving in and out? If you're going to use something in the LaGrange area and you want real information, you can go to the Chamber of Commerce website or go to Economic Development for Troup County and get all of this information that talks about the environment and so forth. Then you're going to do a needs assessment. First of all, you need to think about what problem are you going to address. Suppose the problem is people are not giving good customer service. Okay, so you want to train on customer service skills. So you're going to address the following in your needs assessment. Method used that you're going to use and why you chose that particular method. You're going to talk about different methods that are out there available to complete a needs assessment, just writing up something, and then you're going to tell about what method you chose and why you chose that method. You're going to talk about, now when I say address the following in all of these sections, here's where you are going to go to your book and get information on these sections. The next section is task analysis, organization analysis, and person analysis. What does your book say about those three things? And what is best for this organization that you're using in your project? Competency models used and process used to develop. Again, what does the book say? Then you're going to design an instrument to assess the training needs of the employees to be trained. If you decide you're going to do a survey or questionnaire or whatever, you're going to design that questionnaire or survey and include that in your project. You're not going to have to go out and actually do the survey. Just design it and put it in your project. Again, you're going to address those issues that's there under needs assessment, and then you're going to design a questionnaire survey or whatever you decide to use. Do the same for the next section. Address the following: learner outcomes, learning theories, and so forth. And then you're going to develop a list of training objectives. If you remember, we did that in one of your discussion boards. You only did a couple of training objectives, but here you're going to do a list of training objectives. Go through your book and see what it says about training objectives. You can go online and find training objectives. This is nothing hard, not rocket science. Everything that you need is here in your textbook, or you can find it online. Make sure you pay attention to the comments I made on the discussion board when we talked about learning objectives. So learning and transfer training, address the following, and then develop a list of training objectives. Type it up, include it in your project. Program design, same thing again, address the following, and then you're going to prepare a request for proposal, which is an RFP, and a list of questions to evaluate the training. You're going to assume that you're going to put out a request to hire somebody to do the training for this particular problem that you want to address. So the book has examples of an RFP. You're going to make one up of your own with a list of questions included in your project. See, it's easy. Training evaluation, address the following. Go back to your book, outcomes, return on investment, evaluation designs. Also, keep in mind that these things that you're getting out of the book, make them relate to your project. And here's where you're going to design an evaluation instrument to assess the training. You've gone through training before where at the end, the trainer actually, please fill this out and tell us about the training. So what you're doing is develop an instrument where the trainees can provide feedback on the training. Go back to your book, go online, do a search. There's all type of examples out there. Include this in your project. Next page, you're going to get the training methods. You're going to address the following 3 things there. And then you're going to develop a self-directed learning module or a case study. All of this is in your book. You don't have to try to figure out. Case study, you can write up something. You've been doing case studies for this class and all of the other classes in your management program. So you're going to develop a case study, and you're also going to include that in your project. There are some case studies out there online that you can adapt. Make sure you always provide, give the person or that source from wherever you get that case study if you get it online. Last section is a technology-based training methods. Address the following. Now, what did I say when I say address the following? You're going to write up information from your textbook. And remember, nowhere in the project did I say that you need to get additional resources. Do that. Anything that you do use that you get offline, make sure you give that person or that source credit. So you're going to address the influence of new technologies. How will new technologies affect whatever problem you're addressing for that restaurant or that store, wherever it is you organization, whatever type of organization you're going to be working with. Strength and weaknesses, distant learning. You're going to address all of those. When you address, again, you're going to the book. What does your textbook say about this information? Remember, you are writing this proposal up so you can give it to the boss so he can make a decision about the training problem. And what you're doing is you're pretending that you're that training person, and you know all about needs assessment, technology-based training methods, and all of that. And where you're going to get it from? You're going to get it from your employee training and development textbook. Okay? Now, you're going to summarize, you're going to provide a summary of the proposal, including your recommendations. Based on the information that I've given you, Mr. So-and-so, here's what I recommend. And I recommend this because. That's it. As simple as that. Nowhere in here do I say a certain number of pages. You just make sure that you provided sufficient information to make sure you understand the material and that makes sense to your boss. So when you give this information to your boss, he'll have enough information. You're going to submit the typed document using 12-point font and single space. All information should be properly referenced. I can't say that enough. Anything you get off the web, make sure you reference it. And then this information should be typed. Now I have on here typed in APA format. So make sure you stick with the double space, reference. So summary, where I say address, just go back in and you provide information from the textbook and show the relevancy to the organization that you chose and the problem that you're addressing. So there's always going to be 3 or 4 bullet points that you're supposed to address, and then you're supposed to develop or prepare something. Those things that you are developing and are preparing should be included in with your submission. Now, I think that's all. So if once you listen to this, read over your instructions again. If you have any questions, just email them to me. Please make sure you email them via Angel because this is a very, very large class. I'm not going to be able to proof your thing, not your thing, excuse me. It's late in the evening. It's after 6:52 here, so I need to be going home. But I'm not going to be able to proof your paper for you in advance because I have 32 students in this class, and honestly, I don't have the time to do that. But I promise you that I will read everything. And if you follow my instructions, listen to this video, and email me before you submit, you're guaranteed to get 100. Again, that's it for now. I look forward to reading your submission, and I look forward to whatever discussion board we're going to have this week. Take care.